Jimmy Kimmel back on the air? Are you kidding me? Is this the end of it all? Or is freedom of speech back, baby? Yes, welcome back to Barry Charles News. And on this episode, it's all going to be about Jimmy Kimmel, what is happening around this space. Should he be back? Should he have got fired? We're going to talk about it all here, right now, as the return of Jimmy Kimmel is coming on the late night show. Yes, absolute. Um, has he learned from his experience, Jimmy Kimmel? That's the question mark I got going forward. Has he actually learned from his experience? Or will he continue to do the same rubbish he was doing before? Because the ratings is out there and it's clear to see that Gutfeld has just left them to it and blowing them out of the park. Getting double the viewership, even sometimes 3 times the viewership. They're absolutely just carving up late night. And Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon both been left behind big time, and they have lost the audience. Yes, so they mainly have a Democratic viewership, and that's probably what the company is focused more on. But you've got to be more equal. In this day and age, where is the equalism? It's more radicalism than equalism. Well, when I say equalism, it doesn't mean just meet in the middle. No, debate either side, come up with the best idea. That's what it is. Sometimes the better ideas come from the Republican side. Sometimes the better ideas come from the Democratic side. That's where I don't view Democratic Republicans. So I'm in the middle. People will say you're an independent. You can say that, but it's all about what is happening here with Jimmy Kimmel right now. What do I think is actually happening? Should they have fired him? Absolutely. And that's not because of his comment when he said this joke about Charlie Kirk and Donald Trump that he didn't care about it. That's not the point. He does not give the real issues. So in terms of being a comedian, you should be comedic from both sides of the party. But he's comedic all about Trump most of the time, not always, but a lot of it is around Trump. And what about doing other people from the other side and doing the same thing to them? That's about equality. That's what I'm talking about here. Do it from both sides, and then you get more viewerships either way. But yeah, to say it's not a comedian, and I'm not on this other side of people just absolutely just either hating Kimmel or liking Kimmel and want him back. And you look at the support he got for coming back. Only 30 people turned up in New York City to get him back up onto the TV screen. So, but they still got back up. But yes, obviously Disney has a lot of Democratic side. That's why he was taken off the air. Even though they like Democrats, but in that point of time, you can't say that stuff. In this woke culture we're in, that joke was going a bit too far, but that is what happens here. But yes, so what I'm trying to say around this Jimmy Kimmel stuff here and being democratic and all this stuff, it's about being equal. Okay, so I had no issue with his joke, but what I have been saying, it's about being it's about being equal and allowing debate between Democrats and Republicans. And when you keep pushing hate on just one side of the fence around the Republicans, it gets distorted for that Democratic side, and then pop the collar. That's what happens. I'm not saying that's how it played out, but that's what can bring true hate. But instead of having a true debate between each other, to come up with the best solution for the future. So yeah, Jimmy Kimmel, he might be back on the air, but is he going to continue to go down the track of fake news, or is he actually going to turn himself into being more of an equal funny comedian instead of just being a brain on the Trump administration, which is just not enough to keep getting new viewerships? And that's what I'm saying. There's a chance to go for someone new who's in the middle or has an opportunity to get both sides to really make viewership jump up again. But no, they stick to the tried and true blue collar America. Yes, Jimmy Kimmel will be back on the air. So I don't think there's going to be any change in terms of what is happening. So will he get a renewal after this contract is over? I don't know. There'll be the question marks over the big pays that these guys are getting. Is it worth the pay for the viewership they're getting? When you only getting 1 million viewers a night when you've got 300 million Americans. It's pretty laughable, to be honest, that the viewership ratings is so low. But freedom of speech is definitely back on board, and it's absolutely flying along here. But to me, the whole thing about Jimmy Kimmel is not about freedom of speech. It's just they just thought that joke went a bit too far in terms of what's happening at the present moment. And especially in the woke culture we've got today, that people, if you are too radical, it's absolutely, you off the air, you should be gone, you should be gone. Now, and I'm saying that people are going too far left and too far right. I've got no qualms with you being very left or very right. But this is what I don't like about the church system as well. It's all about them. They don't think about you. Yes, it's all about the one way. Don't get anything else in my head. You follow this way and that's it. No, we are not merchants to the slaughter. We don't follow the rules. I mean, it's not about following the rules, but I mean, we follow our own trajectory. Do not follow others to get to where you want to be. That's what I'm saying. You need to have the debate, not just be completely one-sided. That's it. That's the end of the world. We need to be able to take both sides and find the best solution going forward. And killing is definitely not the answer. So yes, we've had the assassination of JFK back in the day, nearly of Donald Trump. A couple of times. Andrew Tate claims that he's been in that sort of board. Whether that is true, I think it's a whole lot of rubbish, but I can't prove it. I wasn't there, so take that what you will. And then obviously Charlie Kirk has been the latest. But what's going to happen next is going to be quick. Is Jimmy Kimmel going to apologise on Tuesday? I expect he will. I'll be stunned if he doesn't. But then the next show, he'll be back to giving it to Trump. I think, and that's really what the question mark over Jimmy Kimmel is for me, around him being back on the air. Is he actually providing the ratings to keep his job? And when you look at the things, at the moment he's second, can he get back to number one? That is the question for Jimmy Kimmel. Can he get himself back to number one? I personally think that they should move on from him. I don't even find him funny. I'm not sure why they gone with this type of guy, because again, at the end of the day, there's funny, and then there's like white funny. Not white funny, but I mean just plain, just average funny. And average funny, like if you had like Chris Rock, for instance, doing a late night show, they'd probably say he's gone too far. But with Jimmy Kimmel was a little bit more, even though he's far left, but he wouldn't say absolutely something outrageous. Like he didn't say anything outrageous. It's just the joke was not the greatest joke that should have been talked about. Where some other comedians might say something outlandish, which you can't really say on that type of air. You can say it at a show, but you can't really say it live on TV, as it's all G-rated, all this baloney. So that's just where everything is happening there. So Jimmy Kimmel will be back on Tuesday night. We will see how that all goes, and we'll be waiting in heaven and bait to see what happens. But my opinion, Jimmy Kimmel, will he last after the year? Well, who knows? The way Disney's flopped the last 10 years, he'll probably continue to be there, but they should move on and try and find someone better. But anyway, that is Barry Charles News for this episode, and I'll be back with more each and every week on this channel.